back to my channel, and this is reporting on the second round of the Conservative leadership contest, and what forecasts I made just very recently. How did it go? Well, I mean, no surprise that Rishi Sunak is number one. Now, I predicted to get 100 votes. He's actually got 101, so I'm very pleased with myself just how accurate I was. Um, Hello. Yeah, so I said Rishi Sunak could get 100. He goes 100. He got 101. I said Penny Mordaunt would get 79. She got 83. I said Liz Truss would get 64, and she got 64. So bang on. Then I said that Kemi Badenoch would get 50. She's got 49. So this is almost dead-eye in terms of accuracy. I said that Tugendhat would get 35, and he's got 32. I said that Mrs. Braverman would get 27. In fact, I said that she scored 30. In fact, she scored 27. So anyway, the bottom ranked candidate, Suella Braverman, is out of the contest. So leaving 5 people. So of the 5, only one is a white male, and he's the lowest ranked. Because the Conservative leadership contests until, let's say, 2016, it was all white males most of the time. So yeah, Rishi Sunak leading the pack. Now, because I mean, I predicted that they would start coalescing around either moderates or hardliners, and that's why the lowest ranked candidates would actually start losing votes from the first ballot, because people will say it's never going to be Suella Braverman and it's never going to be Tom Tugendhat. So they've both actually gone down. So some people who voted for them in the first ballot have said, well, I'm just not going to waste my time. I know it's impossible to make it to the final ballot, so I'm going to vote for some of the higher ranked candidates. So who, there are 5 people above them. These are the serious choices. Well, not really. Look, Tom Tugendhat, he's got 32 votes, as opposed to Rishi Sunak's got 101 votes. Yeah. So anyway, Suella Braverman's 27 votes. Where are they going to go in the next round? Remember, there are 358 Conservative members of Parliament, and they don't have to vote. You might not vote at all. Alan Clark, as far as I know, is the last MP who refused to vote in a leadership contest way back in 1997. If all her votes, Suella Braverman's votes, went to Tom Tugendhat, an unlikely scenario, I know, then Tugendhat would leapfrog Kemi Badenoch. Or if all Mrs. Braverman's votes went to Kemi Badenoch, then she would be well ahead of Liz Truss. If they all went to Penny Mordaunt, she'd be leading the pack. I mean, the really interesting thing is who's going to be in the final 2, because those are the votes that are put to the mass membership. Rishi Sunak almost certainly 18 votes ahead of Penny Mordaunt, and Penny Mordaunt quite likely, or very likely, she's 19 votes ahead of Liz Truss. It's difficult for Liz Truss to overtake her. But the thing is, Liz Truss's advantage is she's seen as the heir of Boris Johnson. Maybe not in persona, not in deceitfulness, but she's the more hardline one, the one who's embraced Brexit with fervour, and the one who's said, well, we're going to change Northern Ireland Protocol, even without the consent of the European Union, particularly the Republic of Ireland, where I come from. Rishi Sunak saying that he won't raise taxes, so he won't cut taxes. It'd be fiscally irresponsible and imprudent. But the others say most of that they will cut taxes and things like that. So Boris Johnson said he won't endorse any candidate, but they say that privately he's given his imprimatur to Miss Truss. I know she's married, but she goes by her maiden name. So Penny Mordaunt and Rishi Sunak, to some extent, are fighting over the same ground. Although PM for PM, as she calls herself, Penelope Mordaunt's actually not that well known by the public. So give you a quick rundown about Mr. Sunak. He's British Indian. He's Hindu by religion. He doesn't drink at all. I found out today he's actually quite short. He's 5'6". They only show him the shoulders up, so I didn't realise that he's diminutive. Penny Mordaunt is a sort of average height lady. She's 49. She's got a long-term boyfriend. She's been married. She's got divorced after 1 year. She served in the Royal Naval Reserve for years, a graduate at the University of Reading. And Sunak went to Oxford. So the two Oxonians left in it, Sunak and Liz Truss. No Prime Minister ever gone to the University of Reading before. Kemi Badenoch went to one of the London universities. I think 2 of them was at King's College London. She's still in the race. She's 6 foot tall, so a very lanky lady. So she's British Nigerian, married to a white British man. She's Christian. Liz Truss and Penny Mordaunt are nominally Christian. Tom Tugendhat, I mean, partly Christian, some Jewish ancestry, some French on his mother's side. So he'll be the first Franco-British Prime Minister, I think, ever, if he gets it. Obviously, say Mrs. Braverman's out the race. So Suella Braverman, I mean, she's British Indian, and a Christian on her father's side. I think her mother was a Hindu, but she's now a Buddhist. Anyway, she's out of contention. Who is she going to give her backing to? And that's a question, because that can make quite a big difference. Why is Galloway opposed to trust? Galloway, as in George Galloway. Which Galloway? Alan Gibbon. So now some people have said to Tom Tugendhat, I mean, should he not bow out now? You got fewer votes in the second ballot than the third, because people recognise. I mean, if even if all those 27 votes from Suella Braverman go to you, very unlikely. Okay, you'll come fourth next time. You know, you might be eliminated. It's not necessarily the bottom ranked one will be eliminated. Others might be eliminated or drop out. So Suella Braverman, she seems pleased, and she's just laid down her marker. And she's the one that she would take the United Kingdom out of the jurisdiction of the European Court of Human Rights. When she set out her stall to be Prime Minister, she said she was going to reduce value-added tax on energy, because we're paying so much for energy prices. We can't reduce the world energy price, but we can reduce the VAT/regulation. So she's saying that she's a hardline Brexiteer. She reminds people that she resigned as a Brexit minister, junior minister under Theresa May, because the deal wasn't proper. Okay, so she's the MP for Fareham in Hampshire, a very white seat. I'm noticing that, you know, being an ethnic minority is no disadvantage. That's been proven by data for a long time. That a lot of people like to say, oh, Britain's so racialist, and really that's not the case. So these results were announced by Sir Graham Brady, who is the chairman of the 1922 committee, a committee which represents backbench Conservative MPs. Yeah, so that's the second round. So the third round will be imminent in the next couple of days. It shall be going forward. So yeah, Liz Truss has got some chance of getting on the final ballot that's put to the mass membership, to the ordinary men and women or members of the Conservative Party, roughly 200,000 of them, a postal ballot. So this thing could be wrapped up quite quickly, yeah? And that they're going to be TV debates on Channel 4, the debate tomorrow, and ITV on Sunday, on Monday, and so on. So, Kemi Badenoch is not dropping out despite being the bottom ranked candidate. Sometimes, you know, low ranked candidates say, well, I'm just not going to carry on. So anyway, so of ordinary party members, if it was Penny Mordaunt versus Rishi Sunak, Penny Mordaunt would win 67%. So Rishi Sunak is much less likely to be Prime Minister than some people think. I was giving him a 45% chance of winning. If it was my choice, who would I choose between them? I find it difficult. I mean, I might mildly go for him. So whereas, yeah, so there's also a hypothetical ballot. So if they put it to the YouGov asked 879 Conservative Party members, if it was woman on woman, Miss Mordaunt against Miss Truss, 55% would vote for Penny Mordaunt. Yeah, so Penny Mordaunt looks very likely to win actually. If it was Penny Mordaunt against Kemi Badenoch, I mean the unlikely scenario that Kemi Badenoch comes second is 59% would go for Penny Mordaunt, and if it was Penny Mordaunt against Tom Tugendhat, it's 64% would go for Miss Mordaunt. But the thing is, that's just a poll. That's not the actual vote. They asked 879 Conservative members. I don't know if that was a representative sample on age, on gender, on ethnicity, on level of education, on level of income, on region of the United Kingdom. So that might not be accurate. But the notable thing is that Penny Mordaunt wins every single one. Yeah, and actually quite convincingly, even the one she wins by least, she's winning by 18 percentage points. So the vital thing for us to get into that final ballot, which is probable. Right. Thanks for watching. Bye.